What's good, YouTube? Welcome to my channel, man. My name is DivaTequila. I appreciate you being here. Hope you're having a wonderful day. As I'm recording this, today is the start of Season 8 of Overwatch. But this video right here is my last ranked game of the season. Only ended up playing 25, 30 comp queue games, something like that. But we finished in Plat 4, which is pretty good for us. We're consistently being placed in plat lobbies. Actually, after our initial placements, we were instantly placed in plat. The next 5 wins went to plat 4, and the next 5 wins we stayed in plat 4, which is kind of tragic. I think this win right here was actually the final one to get replaced, or it might be our 16th win. But anyways, we're on watch point Gibraltar. This ends up being a really tight game, as most ranked games go, unless you end up getting lucky enough to steamroll, or I guess tragically get steamrolled. Thankfully, I don't get steamrolled too often in rank. I'm able to play competitive. I get caught a couple times playing kind of goofy this game. You'll see literally right there. Instantly get caught out by the sniper. I probably didn't need to fully commit diving over there to save the Orisa, especially because the Orisa could have just dropped back off and I could have healed her from ground level. I'm not mad at my decision there. I felt like, trying to make it to that staircase over there, I would have had enough cover. I think if I could have just made it further down the staircase, maybe I would have been alright, but neither here nor there. Live and learn, you know what I mean? It's all good. The Orisa actually stayed alive up until now. We got the payload pushed a pretty decent amount, so that's cool. Winston's diving our back booger. I think I do a good job early on of just trying to throw a few damage orbs out, throw a few heal orbs out, keep the enemy team guessing, but I don't think I do a good enough job moving the needle, really. You know what I mean? I don't do a good enough job full on asserting dominance or full on making the enemy team work for this. Here's another instance of me just kind of brain dead holding the W key. I get splacked by the Winston, unfortunately. It is what it is. Not the cleanest start to my game, but I think that's part of the joy of it. Part of the joy of it. Being able to kind of improvise, adapt, overcome, and learn from the tight games. I feel like you learn a lot more through hard losses and really close victories, more so than either of the steamrolls. So it's cool. We pick off the Mercy. That's always going to be huge to start the team fight. We've got the payload steadily moving here, which is really nice. I'm trying to stay in between my squishies here and their squishies, just trying to keep their attention because I know that I can fade back out when I need to. We get the payload to the first objective. I'm not going to say that was clean, but we got it there, you know what I mean? So that's what matters. Keep the Orisa alive during their ult. Ended up not getting any picks there, but it forced them back, which gave us more room to work with on the payload. Here, Mercy and I ended up playing a little bit of ring around the rosy. I wasn't entirely sure the best way to get up there. Finished out unfortunate. It's all good. So now they technically have a 5v3 advantage as we work our way back from spawn. Still trying to throw those damage orbs out there, keep the enemy team focused on having to heal each other up. Not trying to peek the sniper here, so I was waiting a little bit. I should have faded up to that box. Should have faded up to the next bit of cover as opposed to trying to run. I was trying to save my fade for the next reposition, but with the Widow already hard aiming me, that was kind of a rookie mistake on my part. Held on to my fade a little bit too long. Here should honestly, I would say it should honestly be a kill on the Winston. But the fact that he dives away as hard as he does, it's gonna be kind of hard to, secure that kill without blowing my ultimate. Which, be honest, I feel like I've sat on my ultimate too long here already. But we're kind of held back at our spawn door, so I'm not sure what would be the best way to engage here. I think at some point though I really just got to pull the trigger, either dive their backline, try to fade up the stairs. I need to get mechanically better because I know that I can fade off of these boxes in front of me to end up on the ship, but unfortunately every time I try that it kind of goes awry. I think our Bob got thrown behind us there. It didn't even go towards the point. Yeah, our Bob was That was a whiffed bob for sure. But it's all good. We got it to the second point. We kind of just have to finish up here. Good to go. Good to go. So it might not have been the best ultimate, but I feel like Coalescence is such a powerful ultimate in the sense of it can heal multiple teammates and damage multiple enemies all at the same time. So I need to do a better job of farming it up quickly, which I did get my ultimate pretty quickly, but then also finding any time to use it. You know what I mean? Even if it's saving one person, getting one kill. I feel like sometimes I hold on to my Coalescence a little too long, looking for that really clean clip, and I think that's part of why we got held as long as we did there. But it's okay. It's okay though. At least I'm able to look back on it and tell, you know what I mean? I'm not obviously the most cracked player. That's gonna stagnate your improvement quickly, you know what I mean? Unless you just happen to actually be the #1 player in the world, you have to be honest with yourself and try to find things that you can improve on. Almost have our Coalescence back up. So I'm still trying to spam these damage orbs here, trying to figure out the best spots to use them. It was a decent damage orb. I feel like since, you know, looking back, obviously hindsight is 2020. I probably should have thrown that heal orb targeting the back line a little bit. Fire through this crack right here where I fired this next one, but it's okay. Our Winston is not as good on Winston as he was on the other tank. I feel like he probably honestly just should have stayed on Orisa. I'm sitting in the back here to try to give our team a chance to reset. This is another time where I might be holding on to my ultimate a little bit too long here, but I feel like it was a better idea to hold my ult for us to actually get some type of offensive usage off of it. Like right here, I should fade to the right side of the stairs maybe, behind the Winston, and just go ahead and ult. You know what I mean? Or even fade right behind their backline right now. I think I wait until the team fight is already gone a little bit before I use it here. We still get the winning push off this team fight, so not bad. Got most of the kills there, just couldn't finish off those two, but it's okay. You know, it's okay. We don't do bad there. I've got the tank antied, which is really unfortunate. I didn't have my health orb yet either, so I couldn't really support our tank there. Good reposition fade to get the Cassidy though. So we started off rough, run a little 10 elimination streak here. I think I've done a good job of, you know, trying to keep the team alive here as well. And there's unfortunate overextension of holding the same angle. I felt like I was holding a really good off angle there, which I think to my credit I was. But when the soldier activated his ult, I should have had more situational awareness. I should have either faded back behind my team, or I could have just held that cover tighter, so I wasn't actually just a free target. Could have potentially, you know, been a game throwing mistake there, which is refreshing. You know what I mean? Refreshing that the ranked games can be this close. That just one or two mistakes really is usually what makes the difference. Here I try my best to stay right up on the payload, so that way I'm a really hard target to hit. But also I avoided the Cassidy ultimate, which I thought was really nice. We go from avoiding the Cassidy ultimate to getting straight back on the payload. We duck up under the payload to avoid the Diva ult, which again I think is a really heads-up play on my part. Seems easy, but I've made that mistake multiple times of not doing that. And we end up finishing. We get the third point captured in overtime. So felt really good. You know what I mean? I enjoy the games where you really have to like dial in and focus. The ranked game right before this was a bit easier of a win, so that's part of why I started this game off, I think, a little bit more lackadaisical. You know what I mean? A little bit more chill, not really worrying so much on, you know, the particulars of what was going down. You know, it's okay. So I got kind of humbled early on by the sniper. They swapped off the sniper, which I think actually was probably a good idea on their part. You know, I think they swapped. Did they swap halfway through? I think they swapped halfway through. I could be full of shit. No, because they ended up swapping to the Cassidy. Yeah. Anyways, it's okay. I think once we get to a certain point on this map, it's more beneficial to swap off of the sniper. We're not starting with the sniper here. We're starting with a Sojourn and a Junkrat. I really support the Sojourn pick here. I'm not the biggest fan of Junkrat. It might just be because I personally am not that great with Junkrat, but is what it is. Obviously, you got to play with what you got and do it to the best of your abilities. I think we do a good job of initiating damage here as soon as like the gates open. I try to get my damage orb in instantly, not necessarily just to start off with some harass. It keeps the enemy healers already occupied. They're not able to, freely do any damage to us because they're having to heal their team up instantly. And it also starts to build up my early ultimate charge, which I feel like is really important because, like I said, Coalescence is, honestly, in my opinion, it's one of the better ultimates just because of its versatility. We swap to the Reaper here, which is good. Obviously, they're trying to target the monkey here. I almost wish they would have stayed on Sojourn a little bit longer. I don't think we did bad there. I think that kind of just got caught repositioning. But if that's going to be the theme of the battle, then yeah, Reaper's obviously really good for Winston, so I dig it. Trying my best to just stay, more or less on the front line here. Not necessarily just to keep the tank alive, but I'm trying to alternate the angle. I'm trying to not stack directly behind my tank. I'm trying to shift on the opposite side of the payload as my tank. So that way they're not able to just mow us both down at the same time. I would have liked here if I could have been up there fully supporting my tank as he did his ultimate, but it's okay. I think that if I had been able to, this fight would have gone a lot better. And then yeah, the Winston I think ends up, Winston finds me in my little cubby hole. Can I make it out of here? No, I don't. That's okay. That's okay. I think that boils down to I spent too much time distracted on the Winston there. I think we might have got the kill on the Winston. I don't really remember. I know we got one kill off my ultimate. I don't remember if it was the Winston or not. But either way, I should have faded past the Winston and helped my tank out while I had my Coalescence going, while he was using his little Graviton Flux or whatever it's called, his big Sigma ult. Honestly, the Winston did exactly what he was supposed to do in terms of taking my attention from me. Not a very high IQ on my part there. But that's okay. And then I repeat the same angle here. I think in my head I was thinking that the Sojourn was already going to be ran out, or that I should have been, peeking the same angle to heal the teammate that was close enough to me, whatever. But I think realistically I should have faded to the other doorway, thrown my heal orb across to get it bouncing off of the doorways. And then I could have applied more pressure to the other people other than Sojourn while Sojourn was actively ultimate. Either way, I think I gave the Sojourn a free kill there. That's okay. Again, another moment of at least I'm able to reflect on it and see what I'm doing. By the way, random reminder, if you're seeing this, I love you. Happy holidays, man. Hope you get anything you want and more. Make sure you cherish your loved ones. Stay safe. Have fun doing it. We playing some of the new Warzone map. I'm gonna fully butcher. That was a horrible orb. Just doo-doo. I'm not gonna fully butcher the name, but I think it's like Uzbekistan, maybe. Anyways, we'll play some Warzone this week. I might be able to get some videos of either, oh my goodness, the awareness there of a literal potato. Don't mind me. Me sitting here talking about Warzone as we're watching back the replay is probably what I was thinking about while playing the game, because I don't know what the fuck I was doing there. That's okay though. That's okay. Like I said, we like a good back and forth game. Excellent one to learn from. And then I get doo-dooed on again. I had my fade up as well. Usually in my brain, a death on Moira coming freshly out of your fade is, you know, somewhat excusable, especially if you're using it, you know, for an aggressive reposition or trying to regain. Sometimes it just happens, right? But when you die and your fade is still up, usually to me that's a marker of lack of awareness, not recognizing that I was in danger, or just not being snappy enough. You know what I mean? You gotta be with it sometimes. And watching that death right there definitely looked like I was getting a little bit too comfortable, which is crazy to even think that, because I had just coming off of a death, but it is what it is. We've got the Kitsune ultimate here. I think this is an instance where I am being too passive here. It's okay though, we pick off. I think I was trying to hold my ultimate here because obviously we've still got 2.5 minutes of them pushing. I didn't really want to use my ult while we had the Kitsune active. I'd rather, unless we need to, I would rather have the Kitsune for one team fight than the Coalescence for another team fight. And even after watching that back, I don't know if my ultimate really did what I needed it to do. I feel like we probably would have secured those kills either way. And now they've got their Coalescence. They picked off 2 people, they picked off 3 people. I think they dropped the Zarya ult there as well. I could be bugging. Trying to stay alive here so that way we don't get staggered. It is what it is. Yeah, you know, this is what I'm saying. You know, these ranked wins and losses come down to literal like micro mechanics, micro positioning. The finer details is really what's going to make or break it for you. I feel like we did a good job there of picking off their Moira. We got their tank down as well, so that essentially resets the fight. They have to wait for those 2 to get back, otherwise extreme disadvantage. So they're on their way back. The Zarya swapped to a D.Va, which I agree with, honestly, because the D.Va is going to be a lot harder for us to deal with here, especially because it's such a small distance to push. And the D.Va ultimate really is going to force us off of the point at some point, you know what I mean? But we got the Soldier picked off early to start this engagement, which is really nice. We got the save on the Bastion again. I think I held this orb too long. I was trying to find the optimal spot to drop it off for healing, but at that point in time I should have just used it for damage and then just, yeah. Because the heal orb ended up healing up 1 or 2 people. I could have just thrown the damage orb and then just healed with my, like, my secondary fire, primary fire, whatever. I'm trying to use the payload here to stay alive. They've got my Junker Queen antied. Bit unfortunate. We pick off 2 kills here though, so that's still good. It's, you know, 20 seconds left on the point. Again though, another instance of we used our Kitsune with our Coalescence. I think that was an instance where it was definitely necessary. I don't know if this picks off anybody. Yeah, it picks off 2 people, which is really tragic because it picked off a DPS and it picked off our tank. And then because of that, we're distracted enough for Bastion to die as well. Again, died with my fade up. With the Soldier being that close, I should have recognized he hadn't used his little Helix missiles, you know, soon at all. I should have just gone ahead and faded for the reposition, especially with my team coming back up. I staggered us out. Not the best play to make. My heal orb right here missed the Reaper. Get picked off by the Sojourn. Kind of sloppy way to finish that game. Sojourn ends up getting 3 kills out of her ultimate, so snaps to the Sojourn. We finished that round out sloppy. At least I can confidently say that I played my part in that loss. I feel like I played my part in extending the round that long. But the mechanical mistakes definitely led to them getting the 3rd point. If I didn't get staggered there, Reaper and Junker Queen probably wouldn't have been that low. The combination of the 2 would have probably taken Sojourn out either as she activated her ult or, you know, before she activated her ult. So that's okay, man. That's okay. We're getting there. Go ahead and just skip forward so we don't have to spend too much time. Yep. So we're in our overtime, or we're in our overtime rounds now. Each team, I believe, has a minute. I go ahead and drop my heal orb there just in case they try to burst the Echo down once she wakes up. Might not have been necessary, but sometimes better safe than sorry, especially in your little overtime rounds. I get a little bit lost here trying to find the echo. Or was that my mercy? That was my mercy anyway. I get a little bit lost there, but I do think ultimately it was worth it. You gotta you gotta do what you gotta do, really. Ideally, I wouldn't have got lost there at all. I could have just instantly found who I was trying to heal and healed them up, but I think the play was the right play to make. So that's okay with me. I just had, you know, somewhat poor execution. With as much orb damage as I did there, I think I should have faded past the doorway, gone up the stairs, and then peeked from above and continued doing damage. I would have already had my next orb by the time I made it up there anyway. It's okay. It's okay. We already, you know, got the objective to the first point. So at least we started off with a good bit of, you know, momentum. The initial push was good. And in these overtime rounds, you know, that can definitely make or break. The Echo here is a good pick, I think, because it does give us, you know, the option to have 2 tanks for a bit. I think our Zarya should have played a little bit more aggressive here, because ultimately she swapped to, you know, she transformed into Zarya, but she wasn't able to actually get her ult charge up. If she could have gotten her ult charge there, that would have been massive. Obviously, I accept my responsibility there as well. I wished I need to go practice my fading, my more advanced fades, because if I had been able to fade on top of the plane there, I think that would have not only taken some of their aim away, distracted them a little bit. I think I could have effectively healed my team a bit better there. I also probably could have gotten my ult charge stacked up faster, and having my ult there would have been massive. I got it and used it probably too late, but it's cool, man. So here we're gonna start on the side staircase again. Go ahead and get my damage orb in there, bouncing around as much as I can early on, trying to race to that first coalescence. Especially, you know, that first round, I didn't get to use my coalescence until the very end. Only got a few ticks off my ultimate there. It's okay though. It's okay. Ultimately, I think it does a good job of instantly applying pressure as soon as the match starts. That's the name of the game with Moira, is applying pressure and alleviating pressure accordingly. You know what I mean? Our Roadhog gets out Roadhogged in tragic fashion. I now have to reset and go the long way. Really unfortunate. I make it to our Bastion too late. I don't have my fade up just yet. I get it at the last second, and then I end up not making it away. So, kind of unfortunate there. Mercy does get the res off, so that's pretty huge. Our Diva gets Roadhog hooked again, so rather unfortunate there. Our Sojourn picks off our Mercy. Feels bad. Feels bad in every sense of the phrase. Our Diva gets knocked out of mech early. I think I should have thrown that heal orb up to my Bastion. It's okay. We're doing what we can for sure. Our Echo's gone ahead and transformed into Roadhog, which again is pretty massive. She already farmed her ult charge as well, which is huge. This one's definitely going to be like a coming down to the wire type match. I think I could have probably faded behind their team here, right up under the Ana to kill off the Ana quicker. But it is what it is. I think we still win that engagement, right? Yep, we still win that engagement. That's honestly a perfect example of not holding on to my ult too long, because that's been a mistake that I've made quite a few times in this game. I was trying to race to my coalescence before their Moira essentially, and we did that, so perfect. We won in overtime. Really close game. I think that was almost, it was a 26-minute game, so pretty nice. We'll pull up the game report real quick. 35 eliminations, 21 assists, 12 deaths. I can obviously say, you know, 4 to 6 of those deaths were completely avoidable. Just me being either sloppy or slightly negligent, whatever you want to call it. But that's okay though. That just means I have room to grow. So 11,000 damage. I out-damaged both of their supports put together, which, you know, some people don't agree with that on Moira. I think that on Moira you have to apply some pressure to to alleviate pressure. You know what I mean? There's a give and a take. Um, Obviously, you have to be able to consistently pump out heals. I out healed our Mercy, which is a good sign. But a lot of times, the more damage you're able to do, the more meaningful damage you're able to do, the less healing you have to do. Like if my team's full health, or if it's a teammate that's horribly out of position, I'm not going to be able to keep them alive either way, or they're at full health, so they're going to stay alive either way. So why not pump out damage? The entire time that I'm playing on Moira, I want to be constantly either saving somebody or killing somebody. Saving somebody or killing somebody. Either constantly healing or constantly applying damage. And I think that's where you get the most value out of Moira, is having like a damn near 100% uptime on either healing or doing damage. So anyways, we finished the season out, Plat 4. One of these days, one of these seasons, I'll be able to actually, grind enough, put more than 30 games into the season and see, how high we can get. But obviously, I'm a father to a beautiful newborn at the moment. That's the bulk of my attention. That's also providing me with a wealth of happiness. So I wouldn't want it any differently, to be honest with you. So anyways, if you stuck around this long, know that I love you. I appreciate you, man. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope Season 8 treats you well. Enjoy playing on the new tank, and if you're going to play the new Warzone map, have fun at that as well, man. Be expecting some more Overwatch videos, but also be expecting some Warzone / Call of Duty related content as time goes by, just because Call of Duty that's the first real first-person shooter I played, if you're not counting like GoldenEye as a kid. So, anyways, man, stay safe. I love you so much. Have a wonderful day. Peace.